I was playing a game of Dungeon Clawler and didn't feel like making a video out of it. However, if I've learned one thing about being a gamer, you never know what's gonna happen. This isn't the craziest Dungeon Clawler run, but I just had a lot of fun using the new character, Toxicarl, and as you'll see, we got some pretty crazy poison stacks added up. Unfortunately, in the end, the poison did strike back. Nonetheless, Toxicarl's thing is that she has poison daggers and a poison flask. The poison daggers are pretty self-explanatory, while the poison flask is where things get good. The poison flask starts out applying 3 poison to enemies when used. But if an enemy dies due to poison, the flask then gets increased by 3. This gets real good as each fight has roughly 2 to 3 enemies. So each fight we could potentially upgrade the amount of poison the flask gives by 6 to 9 points of damage. Because the flask is a one-time use item, we try to focus on only using the flask on boss fights and keep it in the claw machine as much as possible for the non-boss fights. The non-boss fights are the best way to upgrade the flask. I appreciate all the support on these videos. A like on the video would be greatly appreciated. And if you're new, maybe consider subscribing. Although we are a newer YouTube channel, we are trying to release 2 new videos a week, if not more. Anyways, let's learn more about this new character and see how much poison we can rack up. I'll now catch you up at floor 4. Our deck contains the standard shields and daggers, as well as a poison dagger and flask that comes with Toxicarl's character, and a shuriken and upgraded poison dagger that we picked up. Not a bad start. I want to call something out early. You might see me go for a shield or even skip my turn when the enemy in front has low health. This is intentional. I want the poison to take the enemy out instead. If an enemy gets taken out by poison, then the poison flask gets an additional +3 poison damage. You can see an example of that here where the angry hamster only has 6 health. You would think I would pick out a dagger to end the fight. I restrain myself and skip my turn instead, letting the poison get the credit. Again, this will increase my flask poison damage by +3. Look at that sparkle. I'm really proud of my tentacle skills, and I had to show somebody. Thank you for being that somebody. Ticking bomb, not for this run. The next battles are pretty redundant. We poison the enemies and patiently wait until the poison takes them out. After a lucky roll, we add the poisonous weapons reward to our arsenal. Now each attack applies +1 poison. We head over to the blacksmith and upgrade our poison daggers again, and now we are very poor. On floor 7 we check in with our flask to see how things are going. We're up to 39 poison damage, but things are just warming up. We pick up the natural strength reward, that way we do a little bit more damage in our battles. Speaking of which, I haven't shown a battle in detail yet, so let's observe. My strategy consists of using the magnet to pick up just enough of the normal and poison daggers to do enough damage and stack up enough poison, so by the time it's the enemy's turn, the first enemy will get taken out due to the poison. However, I don't always calculate my math correctly, so please don't show this video to my 4th grade math teacher. Then with the claw, I either focus on shields or additional daggers, just depends on the situation. This probably wasn't the best battle to show. However, now that the bomb enemy has 5 health left with 34 poison, I don't dare attack and I skip my turn. Another +3 poison added to the flask. We then pick up a poison grenade. Showing off my tentacle skills yet again, not only do we pick up the treasure, but we get some health as well. If only the rewards were better. Here's a boss fight that goes pretty well. I say pretty well because I'll show other boss fights in a bit where the poison stack is much higher. I don't show too much of this boss fight because things aren't very exciting, but what is exciting is the poison knocked out both enemies at once. Easy +6 to the flask. Another quick stop at the blacksmith to upgrade the health flask and poison grenade. We really need to find that blacksmith coupon. Checking in again with the flask, it is now up to 51. Let's keep this going. Grabbing a purple bag, we get another free reroll reward. This run is looking pretty promising. We are just missing a few key items and upgrades. At the end of the buff Viking looking walrus mini boss fight, you'll see we just pick up shield. Again, we need the poison to take out the enemies for us. At the reward screen, we choose the dirty money reward. This means that for each stack of poison over 10, we get 5 gold. Very nice. More poison daggers and shurikens get upgraded, dealing more damage and even more poison. Jumping forward to floor 16, we pick the poison flask. This flask doubles the enemy's poison. This is very good. Just wait until we upgrade it so then it becomes tripled. Oh, and would you look at that? The blacksmith coupon. Now our first upgrade at the blacksmith will be free. And at floor 18 we pick up even more poison daggers. I'm not sure what to say here other than just take a look at this. They jump into the claw. And the theme continues of us not getting very desirable rewards. At floor 19, we put our free blacksmith upgrade to good use and upgrade both of our poison flasks. This now means they will take the enemy's current poison total and triple it. We like the sound of that. Now on floor 20, we take advantage of the 2 battle tiles to upgrade the flask even more. We are currently at 114. A quick stop at Grand's house then heals us up for a bit. Now on to the main boss. Our strategy is now a bit different. We use the magnet to pick up as many daggers, shurikens as we can. We attempt to pick up Toxicarl's flask, but we fail, so please avert your eyes, that was embarrassing. With 86 poison already on the shark, it's now the shark's turn and he drops some piggy banks in our claw machine. If we pick up a piggy, his attack gets stronger. We try our best to avoid the piggies. Our turn again and more daggers and shurikens chip away at the damage. We now try to get the flask a second time, although this time appears to be much harder than the last, and for some reason we only go for 2 shield. Top-notch gaming. At this point the shark has 200 plus points of poison. Seeing this, we simply go for the triple poison flask instead, which now puts the poison total of the shark at more than 700. Congrats. We did it. But how far can we keep going? We beat floor 21 and pick up yet again even more poison daggers and upgrade our serrated blade so now it does 2 damage for each poison the enemy has. The Viking walrus is back for more and we start the fight with lots of daggers. Mix in a poison grenade with the item that triples the enemy poison and we're up to almost 300 poison by the end of our first turn. At the start of our second turn, we see the true power of the upgraded serrated blade, as it does over 500 points of damage. The remaining daggers finish the fight and we pick up another blacksmith coupon, which we use to upgrade our remaining poison daggers all the way. I'll skip to our second claw of our first turn during the queen bee fight. The bee is up to 77 poison, but by using 2 of the poison flasks that triple an enemy's poison, we are now again above 700 poison. Our second turn doesn't really matter at this point as the 700 plus poison will take her out next turn, but let's see what we can get. The serrated blade delivers the final blow, dealing over 1.5k damage. We then change the property of our poison flask from glass to metal. That way we can grab them when we use our magnet. Now to the Mothman. If you know the game Fallout 76, comment Mothman down below. The fight starts out pretty well as we get up to 213 points of poison within our first turn. However, I'm still getting acquainted with this game and I don't realize that the poison I expected to see go to the Mothman is now on my character. I have a huge brain, but it is very smooth. We do manage to get the Mothman's poison up to 800, but sadly the poison we have worshipped so much over this run now turns against us.